Hey, college football fans, this is Gary Greene, longtime sports handicapper and professional sports bettor here in Las Vegas for the past 35 years. And this is Gary Wins Videos. And this is your second of two videos for the Friday night college football title games as we preview the UNLV at Boise State game. And we did a video already with the other two games, so we're excited to get these three-game title games started for Friday night. And then, as always, a fantastic Saturday slate with some of the big dogs. This is one of my favorite weeks all year to bet, and we'll give you a mini preview here on UNLV Boise State. The line here is 4.5. Boise State favorite at home on the blue turf. The total 57.5. This is a rematch of last year's conference title game, which was won by Boise State 44-20. In that game, Boise State gained 527 yards to just 298 for UNLV. Now, these two teams matched up earlier in the year. Boise State was able to get another win, another close game. In this one, though, 29-24. This game was on October 25th. The Rebels played pretty well in this game. They held Heisman candidate running back for Boise State Jeanty to 128 rushing yards. But they just were not able to overcome Boise State in a game that had the largest crowd for a UNLV home game in 20-plus years. Boise State, though, after that win, has kind of dropped off a little bit. They're 0-4 against the spread the last four games since that win over UNLV. For UNLV, they've actually outscored their last four opponents, outrushed their last four opponents, 275-74 average. So they have really run the ball very well. UNLV, they are one of the better offenses in the country. As far as UNLV's defense, not bad either. One of three teams that has held Boise State under 200 rushing yards in a game this year. As for the title game last year, the UNLV defense held their Heisman candidate Jeanty in that game to 3.94 yards per carry. And if they can do that again, they have a definitely great chance to win on the road. But this will be a very tough one. The temperature is expected to be about 30 degrees at kickoff. For UNLV, they are this year they're fourth in the nation in rushing, seventh in the nation in scoring, and they're 15th versus the run on defense. So they have played well on both sides of the ball. They have some nice talent. The quarterback is good. They have one of the best wide receivers that a lot of people don't even know how good he is, Ricky White. And they have a good punt return, kickoff return guy. So they have the weapons and the skilled players, and they're well coached. They brought in this head coach, Barry Odom, last year. This team had a winning record in 20 years, and he's had back-to-back phenomenal years. But when we look at this game, Boise State's defense, 44 sacks this year. They've held their Mountain West Conference opponents to only 97 rushing yards per game, 3.2 yards per carry. That will be tested against this UNLV team because the quarterback for UNLV runs the ball a lot as well. For the offense of UNLV, again, the last four games, 275 rushing yards per game, 5.7 yards per carry. And this is a team that rushed last week against their rival Nevada for 351 yards. The offensive line has been absolutely phenomenal rush blocking for the running backs and quarterback. Keys to the game: can Boise State defense throttle UNLV again? Obviously, this is the best offensive weapon in stars that they would have probably faced again all year. Ricky White, and third time around, they did this to them last year. Ricky White was stopped last year in the title game. He was stopped in the previous game in 5 weeks ago. If they do that again, that's the key. Ricky White is a superstar to me. He has been phenomenal, and he can have big games. And if he can have a big game here, he'll give UNLV a great opportunity. If he flubs for a third straight time, UNLV is going to come up short. They have to have Ricky White have a big game. The big thing about this game is the winner goes to the college football playoff. So UNLV has an opportunity to make some of the greatest history for this school ever since way back in the Randall Cunningham days. But for Boise State at home, plus 158 yards per game. They're plus 25 points per game at home. Again, blue turf, we've watched this over the years, one of the toughest home field advantages that you will find. This may actually be the best game of the entire weekend. This is going to be a good one because it's a rematch not just of this year, but the title game last year that left a real sour taste in the mouth of Barry Odom and the UNLV kids. So a lot of these kids returned. Defense is playing pretty well. The offense is playing pretty well. Jeanty, my pick right now for the Heisman. This is as good as it gets. You don't want to miss this game. This is going to be one of the best games of the entire weekend. So hopefully everybody can enjoy this game, enjoy all the title games this weekend. The most fun week of the year in college football. A lot at stake for a couple of the final playoff spots. And just make sure that when you're wagering out there, you never wager what you cannot afford to lose. There's no sure things. There's a lot of guys out there telling you how they have inside information or lock games. If they say the word lock or can't lose or any of these things, run from those guys. There's a lot of people preying on the poor, that just don't understand how this works. There is no fixed games, folks, and they don't know any more really than most people that just bet for an average Joe. They're not doing game tapes. They're not doing any of this. I've been doing this for 35 years, and the reason I still do these videos and radio shows and podcasts and stuff is just to try to help you be better prepared, to give you an opportunity if you don't have enough time to do the homework yourself. And we at least kicked off the weekend. The last video we did was the Detroit Lion Green Bay game. We gave out the over instead of a prop bet, which are now, I think the prop bets are 14-2 on the year, so that's been phenomenal. But we gave a pick on the game itself over, and it went over pretty easily, so that was nice. Good way to, I count my week starting on Thursday night, not Monday night. I end on Monday night when I talk, and that's how my clients do. The ones that pay on commission basis, the big bettors that pay me on commission, they pay after the Monday night game. So Thursday night game tonight, Detroit beat Green Bay in a 34-31 game, easily going over the 51 total. So hopefully a lot of you cashed on that, and hopefully we'll get you on some good stuff. We'll have a prop pick or a pick on the Sunday night and Monday night game once again, as we have all year long. So have a great weekend, everybody, and drive safe out there if the weather's not too good. It's getting cold and snowy in a lot of places.